right, it is my pleasure to continue the Phi Beta Kappa festivities. I would like to welcome, I do not know how to pronounce your name properly, so I will defer to you.
Okay, thank you. My name is Jacques Ohayon, and I'm president of the Phi Beta Kappa Association of New York. I've been president since July of 2014. And first of all, I'd like to thank Dr. Miller for putting this event together. A very well-planned event. I'm having a lot of fun, and I met a lot of nice people here for the first time, and there was a very, very nice celebration that I'm enjoying quite a bit. And I want to start out by first giving an outline of the association. I'm not going to go into the history because John and Kate gave a very good background on the history of the society. But I'm going to talk about a little bit of the background of the association. And then we're going to go through our website, because that's really the core of an association. And it gives it like a club type of a feel. So members feel like they actually belong to our association, and they can contact us, and we can do things together, and they can come up with ideas. So that's the format I'm going to use. So we're aware that the society was started at William Mary College, 1776. But it wasn't for another 100 years that the first association got started. And prior to that, the chapters and the society, they didn't meet really that often. They met maybe once or twice a year. It wasn't like it is now, where it was very active and people are meeting and they have association meetings and chapter meetings and lectures. For those first 100 years, it went very gradually. The first association was started in 1877, and it was started by a gentleman by the name of E. Root. He was an attorney, and he was brought up in Clinton, New York. So he was brought up in the center part of New York State. And he was sort of like a Donald Rumsfeld type person, where he moved from government service, working in Washington, serving in the White House, not as president, but on the White House staff, Secretary of War. But he also moved into private life as well, as an attorney representing major corporations. So there are other men like him who've done that throughout their careers. Richard Cheney is very similar to that. He was in private industry, and then he worked for the government. He had different cabinet positions. And he did a lot for America, and he did a lot for the association and the society, which seems to be a trend. It's not unusual to find individuals doing a lot for their country, for America, and also doing a lot for the association and the society. He was a very interesting person. He went to Hamilton College, and his father taught at Hamilton College. He taught mathematics, like Dr. Miller does. Okay, and a little bit about our association now, okay? Because this is going to be relatively brief. The structure of our association starts with the board. We have a very devoted board of directors. We call it the council for the association. And we've been able to find very motivated individuals with different skills, like one person in fundraising, one person in IT, one person who's just very understanding, provides us with room to have our meetings at Cancer Care in Manhattan on 7th Avenue, which is a little difficult to do, find space in Manhattan. You know, it's a huge city, but it's not always easy to find space to have a meeting in such a huge city like that, so it's a little surprising. But we have a person on our board. Her name is Carolyn Mesner, and she's very understanding, very helpful, and we have space available in the headquarters of Cancer Care where we meet. So that's one thing that's very important, if you have an association, to have a regular meeting place. And we also have our programs there too, although sometimes we meet at Fordham, where we have space there too occasionally. So we have 6 board members, and we meet frequently. We try and meet once a month, and we have a lot of activities. When you do that, when you have a devoted board, devoted members on the board, and we meet on a regular basis, then things start to happen. You find that you get different ideas for activities, and then you find out what the members want. You find out what the members are interested in. And when you come up with topics that the members are interested in, suddenly you see faces that you would normally see. If we could have program after program after program, and you never see certain faces, people who've been members for many, many years, suddenly would come out if you can find the topic that interests them. And we had that situation with one program that we had someone who was a musician, but he transitioned into the business world. He was a computer programmer, then he sold insurance. We also had a writer, someone who wrote novels, but she transitioned into advertising agencies. And one of our members was a physician, but he was also a musician. He practiced medicine. He was a surgeon, but he had a strong interest in music. So he came out for that program, but we had never seen him before. He'd always sent in his membership once a year, but we never had a program that he really enjoyed. He was there for that program. And there was one other person like that too. He was a composer, and he was a teacher. The program was designed to show that you can have certain talents, but you don't always get to express your talents as your profession. Sometimes you need to do something else to make a living. And that was the theme. It was very well received, and the one person played the cello for us. The music was lovely. We had a musical presentation, and the writer, she held a workshop on writing. It was a lot of fun. That was a good meeting. So this is our board, and I'd like to show you some of the other activities, please. If you can go to the activities section.
I can do it with the mouse, but this is...
That's okay, no problem. All right, now this is one activity where John came from Washington. This was an award ceremony and talk where these 2 philosophy professors won awards for their work in metaphysics. It was very complicated, one of the most complicated presentations I've ever seen. And these were 2 very knowledgeable persons. And the way it worked is we found out about it from the Society in Washington. And then we advertised it on our website. We sent out emails as a service to our members, to let our members know there are things happening that may be of interest to them. Because as an association, we feel like we should do that, to communicate with our members, let them know that something like this is taking place. It was taking place at Fordham. And it was a good talk. We had a nice evening. Our members could participate in a very nice reception. It was a very nice reception at Fordham and network. And for those who attended, it was nice. And we also brought our members of our board were there to support John and Ann McCulloch, who was the liaison for chapters and associations. So it turned out very nicely. Can you scroll down, please? So this is a little bit different. Yeah, that was a picture of John up there. Yeah, he was there Friday at 4 o'clock. That's John. Thanks, John. And now this was a specialty program that we did. What happened in this situation is that the member, Sharon, her last name is Discorfano, Sharon approached us and told us that she had a specialty, which was animal law. And she's an expert in the field of animal law. In New York City, a lot of people have pets in their apartments, and they have landlords, and there are different things pertaining to the law as if you want to have pets in your apartment. So we thought landlords and perhaps tenants would be interested, if they were members, to come out and hear Sharon speak. And we didn't get a lot of people to come out, but there were certain people who really were interested in meeting Sharon, and she was able to network and get referrals from other lawyers and work with Carol. So we don't really care too much about the turnout. We're not totally concerned about the turnout because we know that we're sometimes trying to reach out to people who have specific interests. So if we get a handful of people coming to these programs and we know they're really interested in this topic, we're satisfied knowing that we reach the members who want to share in this information. So Sharon gave a very nice talk. I wasn't there, unfortunately. I had to go to Florida for a personal issue. But she gave a very nice talk, and she met certain individuals, and they met her, and they got to network, and it turned out to be a really good program. Scroll, please. You want to sit there?
If I sit here, I don't know if it's recording properly. But
Okay.
sure.
Then the event prior to that, which was in December, was our holiday party and toy drive. And we've been doing this for several years. We try and have a holiday party, even before I was president, years before. They always had an association holiday party. And it's really a nice thing to do. Sometimes there are more people there, sometimes there are less people there. It was raining and snowing really bad that night, so we didn't exactly fill up the entire room. But we had like one really big table of members there. And the food was good, and everyone brought a toy for cancer care. And it was a good evening. We took a lot of nice pictures. You can see some of the pictures of people. Yeah, right there. See, those are photographs of our members. There's a not too great picture of me. Okay, keep scrolling down. And then that's the workshop I was telling you about. This took place November 13th. So, once I became president and the board got together, we were very motivated. We were meeting a lot. We got very motivated. People met with us. And we just started putting these programs together. Like we had people doing the artwork, other members doing the computer work, and just all came together. So that was the artist workshop. That was November, before the holiday party. And then this was something that took place in Long Island. We didn't actually sponsor it, but this professor gave a talk about 1989 Revisited, Tiananmen Square, the fall of the Berlin Wall 25 years later, where he talked about those two episodes in history. And it took place at Hofstra University in Long Island. So just as a service to our members, we notified them about this, this seminar. He was an esteemed professor. And anyone who lived in Long Island, we have members in Long Island, was welcome to attend. So that's basically what we're doing as an association. Let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, no, this was a very interesting event we had at Fordham University. This was part of a lecture series that they have at NYU. Did I say Fordham University?
You said Fordham.
Okay, I
We'll
apologize.
check. It's being recorded.
NYU. I just want to give you the right information. And the dean of the college, she sponsored this, and it was really a very, very interesting talk. This gentleman, who happens to be a senator of the Phi Beta Kappa Society, his name is Jeffrey Sammons. He wrote a book about Afro-American soldiers during World War I. Most people didn't realize that there was a whole regiment of Afro-American soldiers during World War I, and a lot of them were from Harlem. And he talked about their history and the way they fought, and their bravery, and it was very interesting. Dr. Salmon is also a baseball fan, and he knows a lot about baseball. And he's a very interesting person. And he's a professor at NYU in history, also a Phi Beta Kappa senator. Then we had a couple other talks here. We had one on Haiti. We had someone from Haiti talk. Then we had a nice evening at the Wax Museum in New York. So those are the kinds of things that we do, and we're trying to find more and more programs that are of interest to our members and get ideas from members. And if there are any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. That's basically about the association in New York. Sure. What can I say?
So, in terms of the membership, you mentioned sort of that different events draw different people. I was just wondering sort of what range of sort of new graduates versus very seasoned Phi Beta Kappa members. Sort of what is the age range of the participants?
Well, that's a good question. We have a varied age range. Sometimes we get members who are older, in their 50s or 60s, who've been members for many years. But we always try and make it interesting for the younger members also. We want the younger members to feel comfortable. Sometimes we have networking events. But in terms of the percentages, I would say it's about 60% younger members and 40% older members.